let you know this is kind of around the bubble in these, and the bubble is I guess 18, and you should 100% be shoving a lot wider on the bubble or near the bubble, because unless you have a table of regulars that you feel aren't really going to be caring about the bubble, but for the most part, people in these definitely care about the bubble, and you can definitely abuse the crap out of it. So if this was the bubble, and I have these stacks behind me, like 14 big blind max, I would be shoving like any king here, and like probably 6-7 offsuit and stuff like that, like any like suited queen, like jack 4 suited plus, just ridiculously wide, because people are not going to be calling anywhere near the frequency that they should, especially on the bubble. So you can definitely open up your shoving ranges when it's approaching the bubble and just ship ridiculously wide. Now, if there was like a stack that was closer to our stack, like around 20 big blinds, you kind of have to be a little bit more careful, because he can bust you. But for the most part, if it's around these stack sizes, like up to 20 big blinds, I mean, definitely shove a little bit tighter if there's not like jack 4 suited and any king, but if the stacks are like this, then you can definitely shove a lot wider, around the 10 to 15 big blind range. And obviously we're getting in the 9s. Let's see if there's any hands like, well, if he would have folded, I'd definitely ship it in here. Definitely ship it in. It doesn't even matter if it's the bubble, really. It's still fine to ship it in here with these stack sizes behind. There's about 2,700 or so in the pot, so you're winning a lot, considering every time you pick up that 2,700, you know, the one time you do get called by this guy, for all the times that you've picked up that 2,700, and then the chance that you have, the equity you have against him when he gets it in, you know, it's going to be hugely profitable to scoop that 2,700 and then win, suck out versus him, or then lose the times that you do lose versus him. So you definitely want to get the 7-10 suited in here, and I'd probably shove any ace, any king, and like queen 5 suited, and like jack 7 suited. That might even be a little bit tight, maybe a jack 6 suited or something as well. And any pair, obviously, any Broadway is, well, obviously that goes without saying if I said jack 6 suited. So yeah. Let's go to the next hand. 8-7. If this was the bubble, you could shove 8-7 offsuit here if it folded to you, and you felt like these people were playing substandard and not calling as wide as they should against your shoving range. And this guy's shoving a lot, so he possibly could be a regular, and I would be kind of noting that he seems to know that he should be shoving all in. Probably call a little bit wider versus him if he shoves. Like, let's go back to this. Everyone folds. And yeah, if he shoved, I'm surprised he didn't shove this, but I'll just snap call any ace, and probably king against this guy who seems to be shoving. If you feel like he is shoving wide here, which most people will, then you can call like king 6 offsuit plus king 5 suited, something like that. And if he's shoving like really like close to any 2, you can call some queens like queen 9 plus. And if you really feel like he's shoving any 2, you can call like queen 8 offsuit. This is fine. Gonna fold D Pilaris, but he's just not shoving late often at all. And this guy's gonna be folding a lot of the time. So, like we said before, there's 600, 1,800 plus 7, so there's around 2,550 in the pot. And every time you scoop that 2,550 for when this guy folds, it makes up for the fact for when he shoves in and you have to call for 6,000, and then you're either going to suck out or you're going to lose. But the times that you suck out, and then the times that you scoop this 2,550, you know, you scoop this 2,550 twice, and you've already got what his stack is. So you definitely want to be picking up on the tighter players and trying to abuse them. Okay, Jack 4, that's fine to fold here. You don't really, you're gonna, if you min raise, you have to min raise because you can't just open shove here. And if you min raise, you have to call these guys stacks, and you can just fold here and wait for a better spot. Same thing here. Fold the jack 4. Here I would just ship it in. Yep. Ace deuce would fold, I'm shipping, and to that I'm definitely folding. Pretty strong looking raise, if you ask me. I would ship if it folded to me here. You know, this is interesting because you can definitely fold if you min raise and fold if that guy comes over the top. It's just a matter of how often you think he's going to be reshoving on you, excuse me. For the most part, people aren't going to be reshoving light, and until you feel like he's going to do something like this more often, and min raise, and then, like we said before, with the 6-7 offsuit, call the bic, and then fold a deep pillars. It's less variance. You don't have to shove, and then maybe deep pillars wakes up with a hand, and it's a big chunk to your stack at this point. And if you really feel like he's not reshoving light, which a lot of people won't be, then this is definitely the better approach. I assume you just fold it to it. Okay. And ship it in. Or yeah, you know, at the same time I like this min raise because he did just min raise fold on the button. So obviously we're getting in no matter what here. And get it in. And that's unfortunate, but you bink. But that same situation's going to happen if you shove anyway, so just got to get there sometimes. So now we're just playing the shipping game. Stacks behind are less than 20 big blinds, so it's fine to ship, and we're calling if it's folded to us. Just because the pot odds, getting 2 to 1 or better, you got to call that. And you don't even need 2 to 1 with 3s there, but I don't mind this if you really feel like he's kind of has. I probably just prefer a ship here. Just it looks probably weaker than a 6x, other than the fact that you've raised the fold to this guy, so maybe he feels like he has a little bit more fold equity with something. But I think shipping is a little bit better here, just because. If the times you do get called, you know, for kind of a game flow thing against these worse people, if you shipped ace king, then, you know, they might have in their head that he doesn't ship that wide, and you maybe gets you some respect, and you're also balancing your shipping range because you're definitely shipping really, really wide here, blind versus blind. So you want to have some good hands in here too, but at the same time, balance doesn't really matter as much against these worse players. So if you feel like maybe he gets mad and tries to fold you when he really doesn't have fold equity, then it's fine to do this. But he had ace queen, so it's getting in regardless. Let's see here, actually. I think this is a shove with the 8-7. Yeah, unless these guys, no, even if these guys were calling correctly, I would shove the 8-7 offsuit here. And this does seem like it's like the final table bubble as well, so you can shove even wider. So I would definitely shove the 8-7 offsuit here. And this looks like the final table, maybe. I think it is the final table. But yeah, fold 4-6 suited. I would just be kind of not looking to do any min-raising, folding. I'd just kind of wait around, and these stack sizes are so short that you can just wait around and pick off the people that shove into you, and it's going to be pretty profitable that way. You don't want to make too late of calls or anything, just because you're going to be able to pick up a lot of chips just from shoving on people's blinds, and they want to move up in the money, etc. And this guy just limps for the 6 big blinds. Pretty awesome. I wouldn't shove on it just because you know, people are dumb and do that with aces, just thinking that, you know, my stack's so small, hopefully he stacks off or shoves on me because he's aggressive. whatever, so I just check fold here, it's fine. Well played. And I fold. If it folded to me, I would definitely shove, just because I'd shove any two here with the amount of chips he has. You're just going to have pot odds to get it in. And ship it in, any pair, any broadways. 8-7 suited and stuff like that as well from that spot. Oh, kind of went fast. Let's see. Fold, 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 and he folds 5 big blinds. You probably have to fold to him just because people aren't shoving correctly. But if that was any two, you can definitely call the jack 9 suited there, and definitely just jamming this. Running good against the ace queen. Jack suited, fold that for sure. Let's see, king 9 under the gun folding as well. Let's see what happens with the 9-3 off. This guy folds and you get another walk. Just these people do not understand. Like, definitely, it's in your best interest to note people. If you're not playing too many tables, like this guy gives walks with 5 big blinds and a small blind, like that's pretty huge. So when he shoves on you, definitely give his shove a lot more credit. And just picking up what people shove on in general. Like if you see people shove 6 big blinds with 10-8 offsuit from somewhere, note it if you can, because probably see them again most likely, and it'll come in handy when you're trying to make a decision of whether you should call lighter than you should. And we're shoving this. Like in this, like if Gambit Brazil had shoved, I'd pretty much fold, just because it really seems like he's waiting around for a hand, and ace-4 offsuit's just not going to play well against it. But if it was just someone who you knew was shoving any two when it folded to him in the spot, you can definitely reshove. And ship it in again. Yep. 4-7, we're going to fold. Same with the queen 7 offsuit. And we'll see what happens with the 6-jack suited. Yep, folding there. And shipping here if it folds to us. And this kind of just demonstrates how you can just completely crush your table when people aren't playing well. Like these guys all seem to be playing to just jump up a pace spot, and you really should just be taking advantage of that. No matter what stack you have, just keep shoving wide, shove the correct spots, and pick up those chips when no one else is. 10-9 here, I'd probably ship it in. I would definitely ship it in here with how this table's playing. Ship 10-9. And fold 10-9 there, that's fine. And we're getting it in. And good game. Keep shipping. People keep folding even though they have 3 big blinds in the big blind. It's pretty solid. And he waits around for jacks. That gets his double up to 5 big blinds. Pretty nice. Shipping the king queen. Dude finally calls light. Good for him. It's a good call. And we bank against that guy, which is awesome. And we're heads up now, and we're pretty much just going to shove to any button. Yep. Not looking to call too wide here, just because we can pick up so many chips from being able to shove on them. But it looks like this is a good game. And we ship, he calls with ace deuce, and we hold. This is the end of the first 1280, but I have another one that I'm going to do for part 2. So I hope this helped a little bit, and I'll try and go over a little bit more in the next one. And that's about it. I'll see you with part 2.